This is Mornings LALATE with the latest update about your second stimulus check, your second stimulus package, your third stimulus check, and your third stimulus package, with big news across the board for your stimulus across today. And the breaking developments out of Georgia. I'm here, you're here. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. And wow, what a day it is. But did you leave me some bacon? I'm so excited for the new day. And in this recording, I'm going to go over the $2,000 stimulus check. I'm going to go over the $600 stimulus check. I'm going to go over what's happening in Georgia. What is the anticipation? What is the likelihood? What is the reality? And then I'll be cutting back to second stimulus as well, the packages and the details. And I have breaking developments even this morning since early mornings LA. So thank you for joining me. What a day it is. And let's get ready to rock and roll. If you've not subscribed, go to the front channel, subscribe. This channel is now a 24-hour news channel with 80 million views in 8 months. So thank you for your patronage. And also, make sure you hit the alert button so you don't miss a video when I next go live, which will probably be around 12 noon Pacific Standard Time today. Also, like this video. In this video, I'll be going over the $2,000 stimulus check and a new report out of Politico about the future of the $2,000 stimulus check. Then I'll be cutting back over to cover the issue of the $600 stimulus check, FPUC, the $300, all those issues and more, and new updates about SNAP just this morning. Really exciting, good news. Then I'll have more details across the corner. It is one of those days where there's so much happening, and I'm glad you're here. So let's get ready to roll, and let's get ready to see what's going on this morning. I see a lot of people in the room, and someone said your finger's really big. Uh, let's get ready to roll. The breaking development as you start the new morning is the following: that a new report out of Politico talks about what Biden thinks is going to happen today. Ironically, the report says that the Democrat insiders do not believe they're going to take the Senate. The report claims that the Democrats are a little bit more optimistic in light of the events of the last week, but the report claims that Democrats do not believe they're going to take the Senate, and that Biden has actually prepared to do exactly what he's promised to do despite the outcome of today's election. So that's the message that I want to give you going into today. I want to make it very, very clear to you. And I made this message clear for a while, but this is not something new, but I want to repeat it again and narrowly tailor it. What's important to understand is that if the Democrats do not take the Senate, whether the results are certified tonight or tomorrow or the day after, I don't want you to say, oh, no, we're not going to get, oh, we're not going to get, oh, we're not going to get. Not true. It's just going to be that the third stimulus package, Biden stimulus, will be more narrowly tailored. I expect 9,000 questions. Do you think it's going to happen now that? And so ultimately, I want you to stay focused, I want you to stay positive, and I want you to stay realistic. And realistic means that you will still get Biden stimulus. It just won't be as robust. For example, hazard pay won't be $10,000. It may be $5,000. Lifeline grant won't be $50,000. It may be $10,000. And that's what I want you to understand and know going forward. The big developments across the board is that there's two Georgia Senate races today. They both have to go Democratic. If they both don't go Democratic, then Mitch McConnell remains the majority leader of the Senate, and Mitch McConnell remains in place. Mitch McConnell remains in place in the Senate as the majority leader. I want you to understand the situation is that you'll still get a third stimulus. Just the way it works will be a little bit different. All right, the great news as you start the new morning is that the $2,000 stimulus check would likely still go out in the next week. The Political report seems to suggest that the $2,000 stimulus check is somehow anchored only to Democrats. That's the first report. A CNBC report this morning, which is really sort of off base, seems to talk about a $2,000 stimulus check as the only stimulus check you're getting in 2021, also out off base. That's really not what's going to happen. You're going to see multiple stimulus checks. The question is how much, how frequently, and how robust. But that's under third stimulus. Before that is Cash Act 2021. Cash Act 2021 will likely hit the House floor as early as tomorrow. Cash Act 2021 will revise the second stimulus check, which you've already gotten, and raise it from $600 to $2,000 for adults, single parents, married couple, and also children. It would also give a $2,000 for adult dependents who didn't get a stimulus check as well. Meantime, it would come in and give a fix-it stimulus check to people who didn't get one under the first stimulus package. It would then land in the Senate by the end of this week, and then the Senate would take it up, and then it would land on the president's table. Now, all the dynamics of this certainly are impacted by the Georgia Senate races, but the $2,000 stimulus check is absolutely not killed by the Georgia Senate races, the outcome one way or the other. So that's the message I want to make very loud and clear, and I'll be repeating it this week, that ultimately, if the Senate does not go blue, you're still going to get the $2,000 Cash Act stimulus check. Now, how about third stimulus and third stimulus packages? There's so much in the third stimulus check and third stimulus package. My reporting has been the same for over 3 months that if the Senate does not go blue, you're going to see third stimulus and third stimulus package, but it won't be as robust. You're going to see the $2,400 of SSI and SSDI. You'll see multiple stimulus checks. You'll see EIDL grant. You'll see other items like hazard pay. But hazard pay may not be $10,000. It may only be $3,000. You may not see the CDC grant at all because it may be too robust. You may not see the Lifeline grant of $50,000. Every time I say it, I laugh. It may be $4,000. So you'll see these things. They'll just be cheaper. They'll be cheaper, smaller amounts of money. Yesterday, Joe Biden talked about a few things, and he said $7 trillion to fix the school, $9 trillion for the highways. Those numbers just won't be reality under a Republican Senate. You're not going to see the Republican Senate giving Joe Biden $7 trillion for schools, $9 trillion for highways. That's $14 trillion. And then coming in and say, I want another $4 trillion for stimulus. You're not going to see the Senate give him $22 trillion in 3 months. That's never going to happen. But they will give him something, just not $22 trillion. The question is when Joe Biden will understand that. The report claims that Joe Biden is aware of this, that Joe Biden is aware that he's not going to get $22 trillion in relief from a Republican Senate if the Senate stays red instead of going blue. Now at the 7-minute mark, let me cut back to the other stuff that's developing overnight. The big developments are the following. First, SNAP benefits. SNAP benefits, I told you yesterday, for some viewers were being delayed. They were not seeing the 15% increase on their benefits from the month of February, for the month of January, whose check they already got. So what's going on? One state is now reporting, according to one viewer and volunteer, the state is now reporting, you know what, we got the SNAP statement from the federal government too late. So you're going to see a 15% increase on SNAP February, March, April, May, June, July. So a little bit different. So you'll see the SNAP benefit. If you do not see the SNAP benefit on your account at 15% for January and you've gotten your January check or payment, then it's going to be February to July. Just make sure you watch the month of July. Additionally, if you've not got pandemic EBIT, please do it. You go to DOA and apply for it, and that pandemic EBIT will raise your benefits $114 approximately for every child that has to stay home because the school is closed. Then you have to feed the child at home. Some people got the 15% increase already for SNAP in January. Some did not. It's just sort of a mixture. It depends state by state. I think it's generally a state by state issue. I don't think it's a person by person issue because I'm seeing some states absolutely saying we're not paying the 15% in January. We'll pay you an extra month in July. So there you go. Another development overnight is that the paper checks are starting to appear in some states for the $600 stimulus check, and more viewers continue to get the stimulus check electronically. Let me go over those details. I've always told you that if you receive your first electronic check in Cash Act 1, fine. but you've not received the second electronic check yet at all, be patient. Give it to about Wednesday. After that, I want you to then revisit the issue with me on Wednesday. That's if you got the electronic check in the spring, nothing has changed, and now you have the second stimulus check and you've not received electronically. Give it to about Wednesday. I want you to stay calm with this. Um, for those who are new to the for those let me pause myself. For those that received a stimulus check in the last few days electronically, but it doesn't have all the children on there, this is what I told you was going to happen. You're not going to see this fixed for a long time. So don't spend your efforts or time on the phone with IRS or tracking or anything else. That if you got a check for yourself and your husband but not for one of the kids, don't spend the time with it. It's not going to get paid in the next week or two. It may get paid next year. It may get paid in 6 months from now. You're going to hear a national announcement to fix things. It's not happening now. I'm going to say that again. Do not think that you can fix a missing child stimulus check now. It's not going to happen. Don't spend your time or efforts. It's not going to happen. It'll happen in a few months from now. That's where we are. The paper check. The paper check, I want you to understand the paper check is a little bit delayed. So it's not coming as soon as people would have thought. I've seen no less than maybe about 10% of the viewers of this channel getting the paper check who are supposed to get the paper check. So if you don't get the paper check by a week from today, then let's revisit the subject. Give it about another week for the paper check. Then people who have a closed bank account that the IRS electronically tried and is now going to paper check, you're going to add an additional week on top of that. So you're not going to be next week. You're going to be the week after that. That is where we are on that. Thank you, Tina, for the super chat. And donut man, ta da da da. So someone just said, I love that. When will we get the credit card debit relief help? I don't know what that means. Georgia just received the paper check today. Congratulations. Now I know some viewers have gotten the paper checks. Georgia and Texas are among the viewers who have gotten the stimulus check paper form. So congratulations. I just got the 15% SNAP increase. Someone else says good. So there you go. Next, the $300 of FPUC. The $300 of FPUC is just sort of all over the place. Yesterday, we saw the incredible great news that some places are paying the FPUC and others are not. Meantime, in the same state, some states have paid it to some people and some people have not. Let me give you an example. In California, they have paid the $300 to some people. Some people have actually physically gotten the $300 of FPUC. Some people are stuck in limbo land about unable to verify who you are stuff for a while. So that's going on. But other states are saying, you know what? We ain't paying you $300 until the middle of January. And now the other states are saying, we don't even know when we're paying you $300. So this is what I had warned you about. This is Donut Guy 2.0. I had told you that states are going to be delayed on the $300, and there was no way to know which ones are. Ironically, the ones that are on the ball are sort of not the ones we had predicted would be on the ball. But who are they? The ones that have actually paid $300 and viewers have actually physically gotten the $300 so far are New York, Texas, California, Florida, Arizona, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and I think Minnesota and Ohio. Those are the ones where viewers have actually gotten the $300. That does not mean that you're in trouble if you've not gotten it. It's just some people in those states have gotten it. So that's really good news. Not much of a delay there. As we come up on the 15-minute mark, I'm going to give you another update where we are across the board. And boy, what a day it is. I will be giving you coverage throughout the day about the Georgia Senate races. I will be covering live what's happening. And as I've been reporting, it's likely to not be certified by the end of today. And I don't want to see a lot of negativity from anyone that says never going to happen, not going to happen, never going to, not going to, never, if you don't see a Democratic sweep today. I want you to stay focused and positive with me because this negativity is fully expected. And some people started it in November saying, you're not going to get it until January. You're not going to get it to January 5th. You're not going to get it to January 20th. Uh, I just don't want you to kick. I don't want you to succumb to that sort of Twisty Tuesday. As David says, it is Twisty Tuesday. And since it is Twisty Tuesday, I'm going to twist and give you some information about what other second stimulus is kicking in about 15 seconds from now. As we come up on the 15-minute mark, thank you for joining me on Mornings LALATE. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and there's about 1,500 people in the room, so come on in. Direct from Los Angeles. It's just a little bit before 9 o'clock. I'm so glad you're here. If you've not subscribed, please do, because I'm going live and tape throughout the day on a momentous day of historic significance as two Georgia Senate races are heading to a runoff. 4 people, 1 day, and ultimately, if the Democrats want to sweep, they need to win both of the 2 seats. But the big breaking news across the board, if you've not subscribed, like this video and hit the alert button, is that ultimately you're getting your $2,000 stimulus check despite what happens today. All 4 candidates said they'll give you the $2,000 stimulus check. The impact today's race will have is on third stimulus check and third stimulus package, which yesterday's afternoon's video, a new series which I launched about 3 weeks ago, a expression which I coined on this channel, third stimulus check and third stimulus package. The viewership of that video went through the roof, and there's a reason why. It's because there's so much at stake in third stimulus. What will be the impact of that based upon today's race? If the Democrats do not win both seats, you'll still see third stimulus. You just won't see monstrous numbers like 10, 20, 15, $50,000. You'll see numbers like 2, 3, 4, 5, $6,000. You won't see these enormous numbers. That's the first thing. Second, it'll show that Joe Biden has to prioritize stimulus before anything else. In the last 3 days, Joe Biden has talked about $7 trillion for the schools, $9 trillion for the freeways. Well, wait, you can't spend 7, 9, and another 3 or 4 for stimulus if you got a Republican Senate. They're not going to give you $25 trillion of relief in all 3 months. So you have to be really focused on what you're spending money on. And that's the impact of a Republican win today, if there is one. Remember, the Democrats have to win both seats to take the Senate. Winning one is not sufficient. So I will have updates across the board, but now you're updated on your $2,000 stimulus check, which is still a reality, would likely be introduced to the House tomorrow, be sent to the Senate the day after, and then land on the president's check thereafter. Let me now cut back to, say, second stimulus and what else is coming. The other things that are kicking in with Twisty Tuesday and way back Wednesday is the rollout of EIDL grant and the rollout of PPP. If you did not watch last night's videos or this early morning's videos, I went over the impact of the EIDL grant. The EIDL grant will have 2 stages. There's going to be second stimulus EIDL grant and Biden EIDL grant. I don't want you to get those 2 confused. EIDL grant for everyone, that's Biden stimulus. EIDL grant for some people, a very, very tight group of people, that is second stimulus. And that's going to go live in the next few days. That is for low-income families, businesses in low-income communities, and for ranchers and farmers. That is going to likely go live and could be run out of money in no less than 5 days. So stay with me. I'm going to go over that extensively. And if you did not watch EIDL on overnights LALATE at 1 a.m., it's on the channel now. So watch it. It has more updates across the board. FPUC going forward under second stimulus. Expect the $300 to start landing there in the next few days. Katie, I got the $300 today too. So there you go. Another viewer got the $300. Give it a little bit of time. And that is where we're going to be kicking in. PPP is going to be going live in the next few days. So stay with me. I'm going to be explaining how you get the PPP, how you get the EIDL. And then shortly after that, perhaps by the end of the week, maybe the start of early next week, we could start seeing the really delicious things in the second stimulus package. They are first, rent, second, utilities, and third, free internet. Really exciting news. So by the end of next week, you should see SNAP, or be told SNAP is going to come thereafter, rent, utilities, food, internet, EIDL grant, and PPP. A lot of really big stuff. You also have the eviction moratorium as well. And then you should also see your FPUC, 300, and your second stimulus check, $600. A lot of things for you to keep track. I've been telling viewers to just get a little pad paper, get a pen and paper, and just keep it on a table separate, and make a little column and say second stimulus. Did I get my check? Yeah, I got my check. Okay, what else do I qualify in second stimulus that LA's explaining to me? That EIDL, maybe I qualify for it. Let me put EIDL question mark, or if I do qualify for it, EIDL to do. And then you make a list. Then you hear me talk about stuff in third stimulus, which is the end of January, around January 21st. Which things do you qualify for that? You want to make a little list for yourself on third stimulus. I qualify for that SSI and SSDI. I qualify for another round of rent and utilities and food. I want to make sure I pay attention to those things. And so I want you to sort of make a list for yourself on what you need to focus on. You know, you're going to be the Purple Hawks. You're going to be the Purple Hawks, and you're going to pounce as soon as these programs go live. You're not going to be the donut guy and say, just tell me when it lands on my bank account, because it's never going to land in your bank account. Of everything that I'm detailing on this channel going forward over the next few weeks, very few things will ever land in the purple in the donut guy's account. He might get the second stimulus check of $600. He might get the $2,000 stimulus check if they know where he is. And if he's on SSI and SSDI, he will get the $2,400 if he doesn't do anything. But other than that, other than that, donut guy is not going to get anything. It's as simple as that. Whereas Purple Hawks, they're just going to be descending and grabbing it left and right. Really exciting, great news. And so now, as you start the new morning, what's next? What's next is the focus on the $2,000 stimulus check, the focus on Georgia, the focus on getting second stimulus items, and me helping you get those items. If you hear something goes live, LALATE, PPP went live, oh my God, EIDL went live, then send me a message. Hey, EIDL went live, and we will kick it and do it really strong and firm. Any questions now at the 21-minute mark as we start the new morning? How long do you think it's going to be for the $600? I would give it to at least Wednesday for electronic, and for the paper check, give it to at least the end of next week. Um, my UI ended, so yeah, if your UI ended, you're going to be reactivated and get the $300 thereafter. So don't worry about that. How do I contact a volunteer? news.lalate.com/community. Um, do vets get the $2,400? They do under third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Praying my UI doesn't take 3 months to get. I do pray too as well. I received the first stimulus check, but I've not received the second because I haven't filed taxes since 2018. The website says there's no info. If you got your first stimulus check electronically, you don't have to do anything else electronically. You don't have to do anything else, so don't worry. I would not worry about that. How can I fix it? That looked like a really great question. How can I fix it so I can get the stimulus for my kids before the next stimulus comes out? You cannot, Samantha. You cannot. You cannot fix anything. You can't fix anything. I've been saying this for just weeks. The time to fix it was the summer. You can't fix anything. So whatever you got is what you're going to get. You will be able to fix something in a few months from now. And then they'll pay you the check. That they're not fixing things for a while. Do I get hazard pay if I'm a dishwasher at a restaurant? You do. Delicious, yummy, yummy. Well, I receive the unemployment retroactively. If I got a job in November, and I'm talking July to November retroactively. Yes, that's a concept of third stimulus check retroactive FPUC. Will states asked to certify? Absolutely, Matthew. That's a great question. You still have to certify, just like normal benefits. How do I get EBIT? I was told if I don't make that much money, I only get 175. I don't understand. EBIT is if your child is pandemic. EBIT is if your child is staying home from school, and you have to pay for the child's food. You reach out to Department of Agriculture. Yes. So let me send a message. Someone on the Instagram account said this following message. Let me make this very, very clear. I say this almost every few days, but I gotta repeat it again. There's scammers out there that are trying to take your money. Please do not fall for them. They are trying to help you do things. They're trying they're trying to under the guise of helping you things, trying to get your information. Do not try to fall for third party soliciting people reaching out to you on social media. They will say to you, "Hey, I can get you your stimulus check early. Hey, I can give you some free money. Hey, I can do this." They're scammers. Do not fall for that. I can say it 9,000 times, but ultimately, if people do not listen to my message, they're just gonna do what they want to do. Do not respond to unsolicited comments by anyone. Moreover, the volunteers of this channel are posted on news.la.com/community. They will never contact you. You have to contact them. So if anyone is representing themselves as being associated with a beacon of help, they're not. They're trying to scam you. So don't reach out to people. Don't not respond to people who reach out to you unsolicited. Ohio isn't asking for certification when I log on, Matthew. Well, just keep on checking because things will change very quickly. Um, there you go. Maui just closed all schools. Wow. So Maui in the state of Hawaii just closed all schools. There you go. I'm craving bacon, says Miss Ashley. There you go. Um, Question, Ally. Do you believe Biden will keep his promises about stimulus? Yes, but my concern is Biden is a little bit, how would you say it? In the sky at the moment. He's a little bit too optimistic. His numbers, I mean, $9 trillion for freeways and $7 trillion for schools. I mean, this is never going to happen. It's never going to ever happen. I mean, where are these numbers coming from? Why don't you say $35 trillion? This is like, what are you talking about if the Democrats do not take the Senate? So these numbers, and even saying it in any context, is like, wait a second, what are you talking about? No, needless to say, you don't need $7 trillion to fix the schools either. But there you go. SNAP benefits deposited in Indiana, no increase. So yeah, so you are going to get it in July. Um, why is it taking so long? It's going to take long for stimulus check for some people, not for others. When are they voting? They're voting right now. They're voting right now. Uh, you will see tailing back of Biden's stimulus if and his other programs if the Democrats do not take the Senate. It's as simple as that. But we're going to remain focused and remain positive across the board. Remember, it takes two Democratic seats. Democrats have to win both seats today to take the Senate. They have to win both Georgia Senate seats today to take the Senate. Doing one is not sufficient. And so there you go. If Biden wants $20 trillion in stimulus across freeways, highways, schools, and then he better win both Georgia Senate seats. But if he doesn't, he's going to give you stimulus. He's just not going to give you $30 trillion of stimulus. And the $30 trillion is not going to necessarily cut at your $2,000. I want to make that message clear as we come up on the 30-minute mark. Ultimately, there's a lot of people who take things personally and think that if Biden does not win both Democratic seats, then the first thing to be cut is your stuff. People always think my stuff is going to get cut by Biden. He's going to still give the schools a lot of money because of his wife. He's still going to give the highways a lot of money because of John or Jeff. But he's going to cut my money. I just know it. Please don't have that message because we just really don't know. We don't really know if in a universe where a guy wants $20 trillion, which thing is going to get cut and where it's going to get cut. All I got to tell you is $10,000 hazard pay. I've been telling you that for 6 months. It's a lot of money. $50,000 lifeline grant is a lot of money. $2,400 SSDI, that ain't a lot of money. That ain't nothing. That's $200 a month. What is $200 a month? That's not a lot of money for anything. So I want you to remain focused. Now, as we come up on the 30-minute mark, thank you for joining me. Wow, what a day it has been. There's going to be big updates across the board. Make sure you join me at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. That's 3 o'clock on the Eastern Standard Time for holidays, LA. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. I haven't had breakfast yet, but I'm about to. And thank you for joining me for Mornings LA. Big developments across the board. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that alert button and like this video. The big updates is that the two Georgia Senate seats will be determined today, but we may not know the results till Thursday. But that will not block your ability to get to $2,000 stimulus check. You're still going to get a $2,000 stimulus check because all four candidates said they're going to give you a $2,000 stimulus check. It rather impacts the robustness of the third stimulus package, the one in late January. Whether you're going to get FPUC retro at $600 a week for 20 weeks of $12,000, or whether it would be FPUC retro for 10 weeks. Will you get hazard pay at $10,000 or will it be hazard pay at $5,000? Will you get multiple stimulus checks for 6 months or or just three stimulus checks going forward? Will you get $2,400 of SSI with a 20% increase or just SSI at $2,400? Will you get all these other things, like a lifeline grant at $50,000, or will you get a $5,000 lifeline grant? That's the impact of what third stimulus check and third stimulus package will look like based upon the Georgia Senate races. Stay positive, stay focused, go out and vote if you're in Georgia, and stay with me throughout the day. I'll breaking developments as always. As always, stay informed, stay focused, and stay in LA for more.